Hey, Roelof. Super
Hey,
nice that you're here today. The question for you today is, what's the biggest mistake early stage software as a service companies make when trying to go product led,
yep,
and how can they avoid it?
yeah, good question. Yeah, I think the biggest mistake is that they think that every SaaS company has to go product led, and with product led, they think, oh, we're just slapping on a free trial or freemium motion. We're just going to give it a generic onboarding sequence and maybe even a product tool within the product, and that's it. That's our PLG motion. Um, I spoke to a lot of SaaS founders, and when I asked them, why do you offer a freemium model, a free motion, right? Um, Often they say something like, yeah, we just want to have users explore or experience the value of the product. And to be honest, to me, that's not a real good strategy to go for a
Hmm.
freemium model. Freemium should really serve your business. In this case, it should be given a little. What you see in these situations, that they're giving away lots for free. So much they give away so much for free that users aren't intended to upgrade anymore, because well, the
Hmm.
freemium product is more than enough. Um, and experience the value could be also be done within a free trial, right? 14 days, 30 days, whatever you wanted to call it. um, so yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I see that a lot of SaaS companies, yeah, make mistakes in. They think, well, if we want a PLG, it's like free trial, freemium, onboarding, and that's it. But if you really want to go PLG, you have to be aware that PLG is your, yeah, it's your sales engine. Your product does the work. You don't have sales anymore. If you want to go purely PLG. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that easy just to say, well, we're just slapping on these elements and then the product will sell itself. I've been there myself. It's not that easy.
Yeah, or I want to touch on that later. I think
Hmm.
that's super interesting. But maybe a follow-up question to that is, how do you decide which way to go? Like
Yeah,
PLG, SLG, like sales-led. Like,
yeah,
what are the main criteria to decide on, basically?
yeah. Yeah. Often I hear that people say, well, we have a complex product, so we can't go product led. Why? Because of course we still have sales, and still sales need to be one-on-one onboarding our customers. Our product is complex. That could be, but again, I believe that every SaaS company could go product led. But that said, it doesn't have to be that black or white, right? It doesn't have to be either or
Hmm.
this or that. You could go for hybrid models as well. So what I see a lot is that complex SaaS companies go for a product led or sales assisted PLG, which means they have product led motion with sales for the more complex task or even the high ticket customers. So in essence, every SaaS company could adopt PLG, uh,
Hmm.
but I strongly believe that a combination, a hybrid model, works best for every company, because there will be, you see a lot of SaaS companies, they have like a tiered plan, like a Startup Pro and Elite, and then they have an enterprise model as well. Well, those
Yeah.
are the clients that have long sales cycle. They want to talk to someone from sales first before they make the sell, right? Or before they want to buy. Um, so yeah, I believe in that hybrid model.
Got it. Would you say it also depends on like the ticket sizes? So, or like your average contract value in
Yeah,
general?
yeah. I think that that's kind of the way that I would go for that sales assisted. Because
Hmm.
the higher the ticket value, the more likely they want to talk to someone from sales. Because of course they have like internal sales cycles, and you have to connect with those. So and you would see that. I always recommend to just segment your users, right? You have your A, B, and C segment, for example. The C segment clients is the B and C are going through that self-serve motion. Why? Because having a customer success on those clients isn't just going to cut it for your business. It's going to be too expensive
Right.
for your business. But those C and B clients could potentially grow up to be like those A segment client. Then they could have your customer support, account manager, something like that.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. And talking about like complexity in onboarding, so
Mhm.
there are a lot of tools out there that basically help you with the onboarding, right?
Yeah,
Or assist, or basically kind of like you can fully build the whole onboarding in a PLG flow
Yeah.
needing no one in sales or doing demos or whatever. What's your experience like? Where's the biggest challenge for companies when it comes to building this onboarding? And maybe we can connect that question to your previous experience,
Yeah.
having had a software as a service company yourself, where
Yeah.
you struggled with that topic.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, let's first explain what I see with most SaaS companies that, um, yeah, they do have tools and they've built their onboarding flow. But when I ask them what's the ultimate win, what's the goal of the user, what is it what that you want to achieve? Most of them don't have a clear view of that.
Hmm.
So basically, you're building something without a clear goal. So how do you know that your user is heading to that goal, right?
Hmm.
So I call it the ultimate win, and Ramley John, one of the it's like the real OG when it comes to
Yeah,
onboarding.
yeah. I've read all the
He
books.
talks he talks
Yeah.
about ultimate win as well. So you have that you need to have that clear as a company, because if everyone knows what definition of onboarding is, that ultimate win, you can work towards that. Sales could work towards that. Onboarding product, everyone could towards that goal. If you have that goal, you take the steps backwards. Which steps do we need to take, or which step has the user need to take to get to that goal?
Hmm.
With very complex products, you see that ultimate win could be like weeks away before they say, "Oh wow, this is exactly what we need," right?
Hmm.
Um, so what you want within that first day, or maybe the second, ideally you would say within the first 7 seconds. It's a metric. I don't know why they use it, but you see that a lot of companies use that first 7 seconds. um, but that will be like the first day win. What is it that they already? Oh wow, this is cool. This could really help me. Um, and you work step by step towards that ultimate goal.
Hmm.
But that's the
Yeah.
biggest issue that I see with a lot of SaaS companies, that they don't have that clear goal. So they're just building an onboarding flow. They just throw in every feature that they have, and then hoping that customers stick around.
Yeah.
Um, but you want to have like a clear goal with the features that fit that user, because I love onboarding. So great onboarding. I could talk around hours for this, but great onboarding is about personalization. So during sign up, you want to ask questions that not only suit the business, but helps your user. So what kind of user do you have? What's their goal? What's their role? Something like that. So you know exactly what kind of features you need to present to help them achieve that goal. Only then, and that's my opinion, only then onboarding could work.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
if
I
you look
think
at
that's a very good tip. A, to like do this like reverse engineering,
yeah.
and then also make sure that you really are aligned on the goals you want to reach, right? Or
Yeah,
the users should reach. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah, exactly. And I
super good.
strongly believe that 90% of user onboarding happens outside the product. So a lot of SaaS companies have they have a product tour, and they have even some steps that a user can follow. Um, but outside the app, like emails or WhatsApp or whatever channel you're using, it's like non-existing, or they do have like a welcome mail, but that's it. But
Hmm.
you want to have some kind of nudge or triggers to get users back into your product and make them use. User onboarding is about habit forming. They need to ditch that old habit, the ones that isn't working, and they need to adopt yours.
And I think it's also a good exercise in general, because if you learn how to do that early on,
Yeah,
you probably also understand like how to build a strong retention,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And that means like, yeah, just securing revenue for a long term, and
yeah,
and keeping people engaged with the product and showing them the value over and over and over again.
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
And
SaaS companies focus on.
yeah,
I'm sorry that I'm interrupting, but a lot
no,
a lot of
no
SaaS
worries.
companies focus on churn, and I do get that, because churn, of course, is like a metric that every SaaS company understands. But to be honest, if you look at inactive users, like every client that I'm helping, and I look at their data, they have like 40 to 50% of inactive users, which are users that they've signed up, but somewhere down the line they've thought, this software isn't for me, or I don't get it, or they didn't experience the value, and that's just a waste of time and money.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And how does like your previous experience play into that?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, well, back then, like 5 years ago, I offered a WordPress plugin, which I offered as a SaaS product. And
Hmm.
yeah, to be honest, I didn't offer a free trial. I did a buy before you try version. So in this case, they
Hmm.
had to buy the product first, and then they could try it. Well, somehow people bought the product. That was great. But yeah, some people just tried it and said, well, it's not what I want, so I have to do a refund, stuff like that. There wasn't an onboarding experience at all. So I just
Hmm.
had just one welcome screen, and yeah, I thought it was a video that I had in the product, but that was it. So I didn't help them get that first aha moment. So for me, it was given a lot of demos, a lot of support, and eventually that support kind of killed the company because it was too much to handle from me. I was alone. I was a
Yeah.
solopreneur, and it wasn't growing fast enough to just hire people to do that for me. Yeah, so eventually the onboarding fact and the fact that I thought it was PLG, but it wasn't PLG. It wasn't far. It was far from
Got
PLG.
it. Yeah.
So and I didn't even offer a freemium motion. I did offer that free trial, or it did offer that buy version. Um, I didn't offer a freemium motion. Didn't offer a free trial. So everything that I could possibly do wrong, I did. And
Hmm.
looking at things like messaging with PLG, it's also about messaging, your pricing. It has to be crystal clear. I couldn't figure out the messaging. I was
Hmm.
struggling with how can I explain my product to the user so it makes sense to them. So with every call, I need to explain what my product makes unique in comparison to the competitors, stuff like that.
Hmm. Yes, and that's like, yeah, I think you need to like fail a couple of times to know
Yeah,
like how to build it right. But maybe you can also avoid that. And coming to my last question,
yeah,
like as a founder, if if I just started out and I said like, hey, I want to go PLG, when is the right time to get like someone like you in to assist, maybe to consult, whatever it is?
yeah,
Um, would you say like even before deciding which way to go, or if they reached a specific like revenue, if they prove that like they have a solution problem fit, like
yeah.
when is a good time to get someone in with another pair of eyes, basically?
Yeah, yeah, good question. Yeah. Usually I'm helping my clients that are having some kind of product market fit. And again, product market fit is very, it's like some people get it. Some people go to the, some companies get that product market fit and then they lose it again. But there must
Mm.
be some kind of trigger like, okay, they have some kind of product market fit. Usually I help companies around 500K ARR because
Hmm.
then they have the product is kind of solid already. Of course, UX should be improved from that point, but then they have a solid base to work upon. They have a small team and they want to scale with that small team. That will be ideal for me to just come in and see what is it that we have right now and how can we improve that and implement PLG with all the elements that we have already.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's super valuable insights. Thank you so much for sharing all
You're
that.
welcome, man.